Hello, my name is Hantayumi. I am a cyborg. Welcome to the Gizzverse podcast. The show dedicated to the King Wizard and the Lizard Wizard universe.
Yo, man, hot take. I honestly think that album is the best album that they've come out with.
We need more cookie.
A multi-dimensional universe with an invisible face.
Welcome to an altered future, brother.
Once created by a band, is now sustained by its fans.
Uh-oh. I hear the road train a-coming, baby. It's a-coming.
Open the door to your mind's pause. Here are your hosts, Tommy O'Neill and Brian Sintron.
Oh.
Back at it.
I get lost thinking in that intro sometimes. It's a long one.
No, listen, dude. It's long and hot.
It's a minute. That's like sitcom intro.
Yo, and this is the Gizzverse sitcom here, so
That's true.
here we are. I love that my hot take in it is, we need more cookie.
Hey.
That's why my hot take. If you know me, if you've heard the podcast, you know that's always my hot take. So
Well, I researched many episodes to find those sound bites of you saying
more
that.
cookie.
And,
we need more cookie.
And the one thing that you kept repeating over and over again was that, which is we need more cookie. It was in lost episodes.
It's a steady theme.
Yeah. Hey, what's
Steady
up?
theme.
How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Gizzverse podcast.
Yoo.
This is a fan-requested podcast episode. You ask, we deliver. We're like FedEx. What's
That's
up?
what we do
Yeah.
at your doorstep, worldwide.
What's up, guys? You asked for more. We're giving you more. We do want to start putting more of these bad boys out, just as much as we're putting the other podcasts out. So, hey, you request, we deliver.
We
okay?
on.
That's what's
Gizzards
up.
doing stuff, we doing stuff.
That's fair to say, Brian. That's fair to say.
Even if this is an album review from an album that came out 14 and a half years ago, that's
Yeah.
fine, you know.
Yeah, but still,
approximately.
in the comments, it was the it's been requested in the past, it's been requested in the future, and it's
Yo.
currently being requested right now. It's like an omni request. Damn. And here we are, delivering it like UPS, baby.
I thought it was FedEx.
I can go either way, to be honest with you. It just depends on what kind of year it is or what type of year it is, because then the price is really,
Fair.
you know?
I can go either way, as long as it's getting there.
Especially when you're buying stuff from Australia, because that's when the prices really are jumping up and down.
Boy, oh boy.
You know what I mean? That's when who are we? Are we FedEx?
And we're saying
Who do we
jumping up
wanna
and down.
represent?
We mostly mean just jumping up.
We're a podcast of the people. You know what I mean?
The podcast of the people.
The number one podcast of the people. some might say.
Undeniably. Critically acclaimed. Yep.
Zero rules, all for the people.
All for the people and Eric's cousin. Thanks for listening, guy.
Did you happen to get Joe to respond to your text, or is he?
No, I did not.
Is he working right now?
Yeah, grinding, I'm
Not-
sure.
Yeah,
you know?
no, he's not.
I mean, we can't all be living
Probably
pickles
taking
on
a
vacation.
shower.
If we're lucky.
Yeah,
If the universe is lucky.
because Desert Days just happened. You chose to not go this year. You were like, you know what, camping again? That sounds horrifying.
This time, I had to skip it. You know what I mean? I will say, if Gizzard would have been there this year, would that have really set the mark? Maybe.
You would have
Maybe.
won if it was King Gizzard.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Last year was Gizzard and Pond, but I mean, not that this year's lineup was any worse. It was amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing. Flaming Lips. But Shintaro Sakamoto, big fan here, had to cancel because of the travesty in Japan.
It's kind of what I wanted to bring it up, because I thought that was at least an interesting piece of information that happened. Because 2 years in a row, he was the headliner, right?
No, he wasn't really headline. I mean,
Okay.
one of those like, featured sets, so to speak. Not necessarily a headlining set.
Okay.
You know? But still, I mean, that was when I saw his name. That was 40% of my intrigue to go to Desert Days.
Right.
So, the fact that he didn't play, I would have been more hurt about that than Tame Impala last year.
And that's what I was going to bring up. 2 years in a row, Desert Days gets whammy-the-whopped by Mother Nature,
Right? Isn't that crazy?
the beast herself.
The beast herself.
Yeah.
Lord of Lightning shut down the last one, and then, the tsunami came down.
The one waiting to crumble the castles.
Yo. Well put, my man.
You know what I'm saying?
put.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. So, but from everything Joe said, it was a hootenanny of a time. So
Yeah.
he had a blast.
And I don't mean to make light. Everything that's going on in Japan right now is a travesty. Anybody
Quite.
who's out there, that's I don't know. That's crazy living on an island like that. And I have mad love for Japan. That is my number one. If I was gonna go live in a place that wasn't America, Australia is up there 100%.
It is up there.
That's up there. It's in that top 5 category.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna put Japan in that top 5 category as well.
I don't disagree with that.
You know?
Yeah.
Solid, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they want us, but
They don't.
I'm pretty happy about it.
Those are the places that I want to go. I want to go to the places that don't want us.
I think that's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up, I thought everybody wanted Americans.
I don't think that's everywhere.
No, I absolutely do not think that.
Yeah.
I did when I was little. I was like, oh my God, we can live anywhere. And they'll
Yeah.
be like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, times have changed. But as we proceed, you know what I mean?
It's an odd world, Brian.
It's an odd world that sometimes you put your oddments together.
And it creates an odd place.
Yo. If it's not an odd place, I don't want to be there. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way right here, right now. Which brings us to this week's wonderful, I think, episode we're going to be a little passionate about it because I have many feelings about this.
You do.
I do. We're going to be reviewing Oddments this week, my friend.
Yeah, of course we are. You know?
Feeling pretty good about that,
For those,
actually.
we do have listeners that are blind. And for those of you that are blind, that now you know what this podcast is about.
We got to the bottom of it.
That's right.
Our sneaky words, I think you were able to dissect. Now you know what we're talking about. Oddments, baby.
And if you are not blind, maybe you're deaf, you know, and you want to watch this podcast instead, maybe read it. Well, we have that available for you on YouTube. You can look in the comment section, click on that, and you can watch these podcasts being televised.
All over the planet.
Yeah, we recently got signed by NBC.
Again, you can't believe it. You know?
We're pretty excited about it. Extended our contract. It's a creative contract.
It's really big.
Yeah, it is big. Basically, free coffee every time we are in the area.
No problem.
La Crosse, Wisconsin. It's a very small place.
No questions asked.
It's right next to Ed Gein, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. That's where we get free coffee at.
So that's our hookup. I'm going to be doing El Gizzverse podcast pretty soon in Spanish.
It's true.
Espanol for our Hispanic listeners.
We are expanding, so make sure to subscribe and like to the channel. That way you guys get all the updates, you know, any other stuff that we got going on, sketches and other funny stuff we're bringing to the table. You guys can get that live and right on the spot, baby.
Yo, let's get El Gizzverse Latino. Wow, dude, that's a whole vibe, right?
Gizzverse. We'd have to get somebody else to do it, like co-host it with you.
Just me.
Or
just me talking.
Just
Yay.
be funny. Me sitting there just like,
See.
Just responding.
See.
Oddments is the 4th studio album by the Australian psych rock band
Psychers, bro.
King Gizzard and the Little Wizard. According to Wikipedia, it was released on the 7th of March 2014 on Flightless Records. It peaked at number 13 on the ARIA albums chart.
Oh yeah.
After being released on vinyl in 2018.
That little repress thing.
A little repress did some money making, is what they did.
They did.
Not a bad move. That's one of those that got remade.
And it needed to. I wanted a copy of it real bad. So much so that I kind of put Oddments on the back burner till the represses came out.
So full disclosure, you don't have the Oddments album.
Oh, I do.
You do?
Absolutely.
Why did we just listen to it? Why didn't we just listen to the album?
That's what I wanted to know.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
I thought it was a vibe. Come on, why would you assume I didn't have this, man?
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. Wow, that's crazy.
Come on, dude.
So you do have it.
Of course.
Wow. Which
I love this shit.
Which album press do you have?
the Flightless repress. I believe it's purple. Yeah, it's purple.
Now I gotta go get it and put it on the back. We had it. We could just bring it. Now
Come on, man.
We can't pause.
Don't ever assume I don't have a King Gizzard album.
Wow, man. Well, then you're just lazy. You should have brought it up. You know that we bring the visuals up right here, so we'll have that in the background. So if you guys want to go check that out, you can. It's a great album. It's reminiscent of the Gumboot Soup, or is Gumboot Soup reminiscent of Oddments?
Bingo.
Yeah, that's
Bingo,
what it is, right?
Yeah.
The band is so put together by a bunch of different elements and a bunch of different creative people that you need albums like these that tie everything together, tie the whole band together, and don't necessarily have a linear plan and a place to go, a beginning, middle, and end. They don't have a story. This is just, hey, we're going to talk about some Vegemite for the next 2.5 minutes.
It's going to be lit.
Is that cool? Okay, we're going to talk about that.
And for Gizzard, that seems so unusual because like they're so wonderfully, themed, so to speak. Like their albums, like you know what's going on. You get it.
Which is a big part of, I think, the fandom behind that
Absolutely.
band, right?
Yes. No question about it. Like, yeah, we like these little tales that they spin us, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, the definition of Oddments is like a creative project made from separate little entities. You know what I mean?
Is that what it is? I didn't know that.
It's like a stuff that usually, and I think it even says usually from unfinished projects. So that's exactly what this is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's you couldn't describe it any better way than that.
That's what's going on.
That's
here.
really the perfect way to put it. And it's also a good way to describe the band in some kind of way. You know what I mean?
I feel that. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I don't want to get too wicked deep with it.
We
bro.
got to get wicked deep, brother. This is what we're here for, man.
Yeah.
Here to get damn wicked deep.
So ARIA is Australian Records. You know that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So yeah, we don't. I guess we'll go by when the songs happen. We'll talk about who wrote it and stuff like that.
So for their love, they did pretty well. Infest the Rat's Nest is pretty well on that chart not too long ago. I think they were like second or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe even first. Don't
Now,
quote me on that, but yeah.
Their other albums charted higher, and they get in the U.S. charts as well, which is pretty hard to do.
And now they just like cracked into that world, which is
Right.
scary. I'm afraid of that, man.
It's like almost, you can't really include that when you're talking about albums like this because it's almost unfair. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're talking about success of the album, because this album
Compared to Ariana Grande or whatever, yeah, it's a little different.
that too, I more or less mean like in terms of Infest the Rat's Nest or Fishing for Fishies, like those, their fan base is built off of Oddments,
Right.
and
It's all leading up to this.
people aren't buying Oddments the way that they are now, but it's not the same. It's funny, it doesn't chart. It has to boom all at once. So
Right.
like when Infest comes out, people are so excited to buy it, the fan base, and then there's additional people that are buying it just to be like, oh, okay, let's check this out.
Yeah.
So like
That's a whole other thing, yeah.
that's how that booms off, and it's just hard to compare it. It's interesting to think of it like that, but if we were to look at the total sales of it, I would like to see that total album sales.
I'd be curious about that.
How much? I don't know how you get a hold of that information. It's probably online.
Well, and I think, I mean, with the 2018 with the represses, I think that'll give you a pretty good description of that. Because you still see on the Reddit, on the fan page and stuff, there's just people, oh, just got my first few vinyls, and they got 4 records, and they're all King Gizzard,
Right.
just from their catalog. So I mean, yeah, they're one of those bands that you need. Once you start, you want to get all their stuff. Like it's crazy.
It's true.
crazy.
It's like it's comic book collecting. It's all that stuff.
Yes,
it's
it has that vibe. Even if it's not your
baseball
favorite
card thing.
even if it's not your favorite player, your favorite comic, you still want it in your collection. And that happens
Right.
with Giz. Like maybe it's not your favorite album from them, but you want it.
I'm gonna put this out there. I don't know
Put it.
how I'm gonna. It's my idea, so fuck you if you're gonna steal this.
Spooky.
Okay, you should contact us first.
Please.
And if it's already a thing, well then fuck me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there we
then,
go, yeah.
Then I'm the asshole.
Everybody's getting fucked, right?
Everyone's getting fucked. We should make action figures of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Like figure out a way to get custom made King Gizzard Lizard Wizard. I don't know how to just. As I was saying it, I messed that up because my brain was thinking of designing it as I was saying it. But like, how wild would that be?
They would be amazing.
They would look cool, right?
Yes, it would look very cool.
I would amp it up. I would do different characters. Like they would have costumes of different characters, maybe
Right,
songs that they've done, and it's like their superpower or something like that.
Yes.
Like I wouldn't just want to make them just on stage, which would be
No, of
cool in
course.
its own right, but
That is cool, but
make
I mean,
them like a superhero type vibe.
so what I could think of like that is like Jason Galea during this like the U.S. show.
Mm-hmm.
He made one of the posters. I don't remember what city it was for. It's kind of like that. I mean, he didn't make them, but they're pictures of action figures of them. So it's like the like invisible face guy. There's like the dude from the People Vultures video with like the horns and stuff.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? There's one that just says like Naked Cookie, and he's got like he's like written all over like in the the Organ Farmer video.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah. So I'm amazed Jason Galea hasn't done that yet.
I'd buy them.
They'd be very cool, man.
Talk about collecting. I'd buy them.
They'd be
even
damn
if they
cool.
release like a People Vultures
Oh my god, what?
thing, but that's a whole. That can't be cheap unless you're making a bunch, and that's got to
Woo!
be expensive. But they might, anyways. let's get down to it, man. Let's start talking about.
I'm intrigued in
the
this
songs.
now, man. I want
No,
to
me
start buying
too.
some action
I'm sorry,
figures, bro.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take us down this. This is the Gizzverse podcast. There are literally zero rules.
Okay,
on
hold on.
this podcast.
But before we move on, would you play with the action figures, or is that going to be strictly boxed forever?
For that type of thing, so I have just recently, make fun of me if you want, but been like buying and receiving them for my birthday, little toys of like Marvel and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
Rick
figures.
and Morty action
Yes.
figures. I haven't taken anything out.
Right.
I don't know what I would do with it, because if I had them, it depends on the situation what they would look like. But if I could set them up as like a band, probably set them up as a
That'd be
band.
pretty
That'd be
neat.
pretty cool.
That'd be pretty neat.
cool. And then if there was a People Vultures guy behind them, like I would want to put them up like they were fighting something. I think that would look pretty cool. Or they were fighting each other. You know what
Or
I mean?
like they're
a
all fighting
battle,
like a
something.
different, like a Marvel
A
character,
universe.
like the Incredible Hulk or something.
Yeah.
Or like a gamma knife. You know, like those like monks and shit, like the hoods set up a little gamma knife thing.
Yeah.
That would look crazy cool.
That would look pretty demonic, but also pretty neat.
But worth it, baby.
Yeah.
All right, man, we're on it, guys. So donate to the Patreon, and we'll get this.
Yeah,
get these dreams going.
more money you guys give us,
the more the dreams get pushed.
the better ideas that I will make for you guys. All right,
It's no
Just
problem.
Contact me. I just want intellectual rights, or it's a big thing in today's society. If you haven't heard about it,
Oddments, what an album, am I right?
the first song is one that I can't pronounce, you can't pronounce, but you speak Spanish, so I'm gonna let you say it. I don't even know what that means.
Is it Spanish?
It's got no words in it. It's just all instrumental, very stewy.
This is what Aluda Magica. That's what that sounds like. This song sounds like that.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. It just
Yeah.
sounds like wacky, kind of sneaky.
Madness.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, the horse in the background's hilarious. Like, it's like, what? Like, what is going on?
They obviously they've used up to this point, they've messed with sound effects in their songs, and
They ain't shy.
it's kind of cool. It does remind me a little bit of a Doors with better recording in terms of the drums. Like the drums kind of sound, I think they recorded it, so don't get me wrong, but they sound fake. They sound like a stock drum set in the right. That sounds like a super basic drum beat that it just doesn't. It sounds like, I know it's King Gizzard, but it just doesn't really sound like King Gizzard. So it's interesting.
That's actually a good point. It doesn't sound. I mean, honestly, you could make someone, if you're newer to the Gizzverse, you can make an argument a lot of the songs on this album don't sound very gizzardy.
That's true.
You know what I mean? This one, maybe particularly, I might say.
Yeah. Okay. I can buy that.
Fun time. I like the.
A lot of like weird percussion going on in the background. You got the tambourine bouncing.
Yeah. Seeing them do this live would be very cool.
Yeah.
Just jamming out to this for a while would be crazy.
Coming into this off of in a river jam out of nowhere. Be like,
Oh,
oh, what? Half
the
the
hell?
audience knowing what it is. Most of them not.
Dude, no, dude, they did it. Dude,
Yeah.
They dropped it. No, some vomit, coughing. Like, what the fuck is going on? This concert is lit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a fun start. It puts the odd in oddments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It really lets you question what you're about to get into. It's like, huh? What's about to happen here?
I can deal with this.
Yeah.
I like this. Yeah, fat start, and then I feel like it proceeds from there pretty well.
Not much to say on it, right?
I-
Instrumentals are tough to dissect any more than that, right?
Perhaps, because I guess we're not breaking down lyrics, but I think what you said about the Doors thing is accurate. I didn't think that till you mentioned it earlier, and I was like, oh damn, yeah, for real. That has that kind of vibe, like the organ-y vibe.
Yeah.
Also, I said a second ago, sneaky. There's something like old timey sneaky about it too, like a Private Eye kind of thing, and he's like a kooky. I could see that in like Ace Ventura or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like where he's like, yeah, just a wacky guy. Again, puts the odd in oddments.
I like that. Yeah. Okay.
Deep, right?
You want to. I can feel you wanting to move forward.
Something we got to move forward, man.
Yeah.
You got someone else on it? Because
I don't, and I know that
especially when
this
song
song,
comes on,
you
man.
like this song a lot.
Listen, man, this is
And
this is a special one. This is a special one, man.
I'm gonna let you, talk on this one.
I'm just gonna do all the lyrics and just sing over it.
Go for it.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to the world. So this, guys, I feel like I've probably mentioned this on the podcast before. It was the first King Gizzard song I ever heard, and Tommy doesn't remember this, but it's also the first he's ever heard.
Yep.
On a playlist, I was like, oh, King Gizzard, that's a weird name or whatever. Let me throw it on. Heard Stress, and I was like, oh, that's a groovy tune.
Spotify.
I threw it on my Groovy Lucy playlist, and history was made. Also have a very soft spot for this song. I know you've seen it. That video, it's just Stu and Ambrose. It looks like a coffee shop. It's not, but it's a
Of them doing that, yeah, I've definitely seen that.
It's just Stu on the guitar, Ambrose on harmonica and stuff.
Very few live performances of this song.
Yes, yeah, and it was just so raw, and like you hear all the lyrics so clear and well. It's cool.
Saying how it's recorded too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
soft and kind of like whispered.
Right, and there's no effect. It's not like lo-fi or whatever. Like, it's just riggedy raw. It was good.
My favorite lyric in this is stressing is an instinct. He repeats it a couple times.
Yes,
Man, I can't agree with that more, Like, I stress so bad, it's crazy. Over nothing. Stuff you can't control, and it just, like, I'm sitting there mad, and it manifests into anger, and then that controls and dictates what I do, and it's all kind of generated out of stress and anxiety.
You told me yesterday we were filming. We were trying to do a little skit thing here, and
a Halloween video.
A Halloween trick or
Promote it,
treat,
baby. What?
right?
People are listening, dog. Let's go.
You say it. Why am I so fucking mad, dude? Like, what's going on? Like,
Dude.
just had me giggling, man. It's like, listen, these props ain't easy out here, guys. When you watch these videos, stressing is an instinct.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's also juggling a lot of stuff, and
Hell yeah.
people go through stuff, and you need to hear songs like these where it not only allows you to relate to somebody else about being stressed out or having anxiety, but it also helps you to calm down. This is one of those weird songs that you can, I don't know, just you can take a breath on, man.
You absolutely can. This is a vibe. This song has a vibe for sure. I think the credit to this album, Oddments, this is one of their realest albums, if you want to throw that shitty ass term around. You know what I mean? Because it has a lot of the elements you mentioned where there's relatable songs on this. We're not talking about Altered Beast or like, you know what I mean? Or Nonagon Infinity stuff, Gamma Knives. Like these are a more relatable King Gizzard, if you will. Like,
and that's what happens. You write kind of about just what's in your kitchen, You just look around and you're like, what's going on?
What's cooking?
Yeah, it's very real,
Very real.
Yeah.
And it don't get any realer than this, brother.
Vegemite, baby. It's a song that has kept a franchise going for the next 20 years. This band has single-handedly kept Vegemite alive.
Carry that rock.
I don't know if you guys have ever eaten that, but holy shit, it is the fucking worst, man. People like it, though.
People mess
like
with it, dude. People mess with it.
I've tasted it, never once. I've only heard it described,
once, yes.
and it's just like, ugh, what?
Maybe it's great, though, man.
I thought
Maybe you're missing.
I thought it was like a hybrid peanut butter Nutella thing for the longest time.
Oh, my God, no.
Could not be the farthest.
That's so not it,
It's
yeah.
like grains and nasty crap in a brown mud pie.
And it's not pretty. It's not like, but it looks so it looks pretty bad.
Man, that being said, I haven't put some avocado on it, haven't put some tomato on it, and I haven't eaten it. So.
See, that's what it comes down to. You haven't put it on your toast. You know what I mean? So we could be dead wrong, bro.
I've seen videos of giz heads in various, fan groups or whatever, and they post videos of them, I just bought a new thing of Vegemite, and then they throw it on the ground or throw it directly in the trash. It's so funny.
I'd be curious to try it. I'm not going to lie. I'd be curious to try it. Do I think I'm going to like it? I super do not.
Probably not.
But, I mean, you give me a Ritz cracker, give me a Triscuit, I'm going to dip it in there. No problem.
I like the song. I will say that. I like
it's fun.
It's silly.
It's silly. I don't think there's altered meaning. You know what I mean? I don't think there's like interior meanings in there, like some different stuff or anything. Like,
No.
It's pretty direct, man. They talking about Vegemite.
It's what you said. It's just very direct. This album has that feel, where they're just talking about what's going on, how they're feeling, a specific topic. It's not super, super layered, and that's not an insult.
Not at all.
I like songs like that, you know?
Me too. I can dig all that. Again, especially from a band like this that's not necessarily known for that kind of stuff.
Right.
I like this. With King Gizzard, I think a lot... not just this is not strictly King Gizzard. I think it's a lot of bands, but you hear their influences, their different influences on every album that they make. So I feel like sometimes they make music is like, yo, like, what do you listen to right now? Like, yeah, that's what I'm listening to. Cool. We should kind of like jam something like that. That's what, for example, like I'm in Your Mind Fuzz is the most like garage rock as hell, if you want to put it that way, like a Ty Segall OC's kind of vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and it's like, yeah, they progress so much like that, and then you got some like Oddments that just feels like so many of their influences all in one, and I appreciate that quite a bit.
I enjoy that too. Do you think that also coincides with there just being like a crap ton of people in the band?
I think that helps tremendously. Yeah. Now I don't know. Yeah. Yes, that does coincide with that. Well,
that has to be the reason, right?
I think you want, especially with that talented, creative bunch, you want everybody's input, man. You want people in there like, yo, well, I've been jamming to this, and like that keeps things fresh.
Yeah.
If you got 7 dudes listening potentially 7 different styles of music at the same time, that's inspiring them. It's like, yeah, let's get together and start jamming and make some music real quick.
Brings a lot to the table. Brings a lot more than bands can get stagnant and boring and repetitive, and this. They're unabashedly recreating themselves on every album and just not really not allowing the fans to hold them accountable to a specific genre. They're not gonna be defined. And when they put albums out like this, they really sit in the pocket of that. It's not saying fuck you, but in a way, they're standing their ground. They're telling you what's good, and I love that about artists.
This is our product today.
I don't like to be backed down by the audience, especially.
Like either tagged down to something. You have to be this.
I'm not saying this is how I look at it in terms of comedy, so I'm just gonna relate it to music in this way.
Right.
In a band, you're going to see that band. Okay, so if you could play what King Gizzard was playing, guess what? You would be up there. So
right.
The reason you're going to see them is because they know what they're doing. Allow them to do that, and they will present you with their product.
You paid your good money to see this very fine product.
And
so
as much as you don't want to have ego in your life that's poisonous, you do have, when you're that kind of artist, you do have to have a level of ego to say, we're just going to make what we want.
Yes.
We're going to put that out there. And whether that's an argument, you could say that that's not really egotistical. That's just, how people are, but
right,
or how it just ended up falling out. You know what I mean? They're like, oh no, we just liked it. And,
which that has something to do with it too.
Probably right, but probably not as well thought out as I'm putting it.
See, but I don't know about that because I agree with you in the aspect of there's some, and I hate to use this word for them. There is some arrogance to that. If you think that your band can conquer every genre and every different album, and that your fan base will be so loyal to it, which is accurate, that's what they're doing. There is a level of arrogance to that. Like, oh yeah, thrash metal, no problem. We're gonna call an album "Infest the Rat's Nest," and we're gonna promote it hard and crazy and dark and nuts, and you're gonna be like, this isn't the Gizzard I remember. This isn't paper mache. What is going on? Like, and then you're gonna develop more fans from that, and you might lose a fan or two, but I highly doubt it. Like, that's pretty cool. A little arrogant too. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I hope you're right. When I talked to Stu, or when we talked to Stu and Eric, I got that vibe of like, this dude has a pronounced idea of who he is. And that's good.
That's good, man. As people who are fans, that's what you want from the artist that you endorse. I want to see a growing project every time, man.
Yeah.
We've seen them quite a few times, dude.
And as you put out art, it kind of reiterates who you are.
Yes.
You kind of can redefine yourself through your art.
Totally.
And also reiterate and redefine who you are as a person through that. And it's interesting to see them all do that, not just Stu.
No, they do.
I'm talking about him just
Yes.
because I had the opportunity to say a couple sentences to him and hear it
Quickly.
come back out of his mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting, man.
It's a beautiful thing, especially
Yeah.
knowing how many artists don't have that wiggle room, you know?
I agree.
We're like, I mean, bigger artists that like they can't go to the record label and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna do like a psych pop kind of album." Like, yeah, no, we're not gonna endorse that at all. So,
Right.
And your fans gonna think you're just on drugs and you've lost your mind. So
Right.
you probably lose half of your,
Well, when you run your
business.
own record label, that has a lot to do with their success as well
Yup.
as being independent completely. And that having somebody that sacrifices their end on that stuff is huge. Having the tech guy like Eric Moore is gigantic. If they did, Stu's. I don't know what Stu does though, as far as like I'm speaking out of my ass because in my head. Eric he put a lot of stuff together for people to record at, and King Gizzard is utilizing that equipment and utilizing the stuff that he kind of has put into place. And Stu's a big part of that. And obviously
doubt.
he's an artist and probably knows what the hell he's doing in the studio, but you need all the components completely the way that they put it together in order to have
Yeah.
King Gizzard, and it's such a shot in the dark on whether or not it would work out.
so many moving parts, man.
Yeah.
It's
Anyways,
difficult.
let's keep going forward before it gets a little old. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I like this one.
Yeah. Do
I
you?
like this one. I like this one a lot, actually, man. This is one of those low-key bangers. The question comes up a lot of like, all right, if you're introducing somebody to King Gizzard, what's the first song you show them?
Yeah.
This has been one a few times for people. Not everybody. But
People mention this one?
no, I've never heard anybody mention it.
Oh,
I mentioned this
you
one.
show this.
I
to
will
people.
show this.
I've never heard it. That's what I was gonna say. I've never heard anyone bring that up before.
No, because this one's unusual. It's not
Yeah.
like a quote unquote a standout track from them, But I think if you're like a casual listener, you like more chill stuff.
Right.
It's awesome. I like
is.
this. The song is so nice. It makes me very comfortable.
Any lyrics stick out for you?
Yeah, because like I just said, it makes me comfortable, and then it does kind of the opposite. So just the fact of it getting old, like you're telling this chick or this, your lover, if you will, that it's all been tight, but I'm kind of it's got old. It's all gonna stay the same, It's kind of
Is he talking about a guy or is he talking about a girl? Am I right?
Am I right? Hot take.
Yeah, there's not a lot of lyrics to this one, and there's not a lot of Giz songs kind of about relationships, right?
Not so many. At least not on the surface.
Well, I mean, directly about relationships, where
Right.
you're talking about a very specific portion of a relationship, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That rarely happens in the Gizzverse.
That's very true. Yes, you don't see a lot of that. Now, when you do, those tend to be standouts for
Right.
the most part, But no, that's not a super common theme in the Gizzverse. It's not super lovey-dovey in there. Or the fans are lovey-dovey to each other, but yeah.
You think?
This is all good. I like this right here. Yeah. And like that. That's like shitty, kind of.
Well, it's interesting. Well, we haven't talked about the song. We never talk about the songs beforehand. That's on
Right.
purpose.
Definitely on purpose.
It's interesting. I never thought this is about a relationship until you said that. And I'm looking through the lyrics and I can't see where that is a thing. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I love this about songs, but
Right.
it's interesting that you saw this as a relationship between like a man and a woman, and I didn't see that. I just saw this as kind of like him talking about somebody, like kind of in his life that's not really good for him to have anymore.
Right, which is accurate. Like, that could be, yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be, a lover or whatever. But that line, like, I'll keep my eyes on the movie screen if I can stay at your house, like, that's kind of shitty. You know what I mean? That's like that's a weird side, because I could see that doing with like a chick. Like, I'll hang out and stuff if I have a place to crash tonight. Like, yeah, this is all good if I can crash. Like, how is it benefiting me? And that's an unusual Gizzard subject. You know what I mean? That's weird and you're just there, but it's got old. Like, you're not happy to be there. It's got old.
Yeah, I love that about music. I like seeing different sides of things.
And then they tell you, like, no, dude, that's about my dog, bro. That dog was an asshole, bro.
Right.
Like Tyson's. I was like, yo, that dog was the worst, and we had to put her down because it got old. Like, damn, dude, that's so dark, man. Fuck.
Bro,
Ouch.
Tyson style. People have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Tommy used to have a really, really bad dog.
It wasn't my dog. It was my stepbrother's dog, who was also a weird maniac dude. And then and he did to his dog what then he later on did to himself. So he put them both down. You know what I mean?
It got old, man.
Wow, that was good, man.
Yeah, man. Wow.
That was a good joke. Holy shit, dude.
Sorry, Gizzverse. I got
Nah, you're welcome, bro. You're fucking welcome. You saw my brain work for free, baby.
Babooey.
Know what I'm saying, bruh? Bing, 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 bing.
Bing, bing, bing.
This next tune is probably my favorite on the album. If I'm going to pick one, it's what the lyrics for Stressin', this song kind of does. Like the relieving of just like...
that initial, that boom.
Dude, I don't know how stoked all you guys are, because I know there's a debate of like, are they doing drugs, man? Are they not doing drugs? You know, everyone's talking about that all the time. Whenever I've been tripping or I'm on a trip or whatever, I have to listen to this song once. Or twice, or maybe 8 times. Who knows? Who knows? Some trips are long, bro.
Some are longer than others, man.
And I need to feel this song in my body and soul, and it pulls something. It pulls bad things out of me, and those drops are bad things sweating out of my body and being pushed out into the universe that are dissolved by positive nature and energy out there, and it's just like
Joey's here. Joey's here to tuck you in. It is incredibly nice.
I wish I could have saw this live, man.
Oh man, yeah. They've been playing it a little bit.
Like he couldn't have played this song instead of. You know what I mean?
I
don't want to bring it up. We already talked about it.
Listen. You know,
it's a positive.
Positive. We gotta keep things positive, dude.
Keep it positive.
Always, man. Shout out, Laddie. I agree with you. This is like,
I feel that lyric, man. I can't lay my whole head down. It's like always being. Like that can be taken and swallowed so many different ways, man. That like means a lot, and you know, this is obviously, you know, relationships. There's so many layers to this tune of personal doubt, movement in life, and just trying to figure out a space to be you. That's how I've always felt when I've heard this song. It's just I've connected so many times lyrically.
It wraps you up, man.
This
one
song
gets you. Yeah, I agree. Especially in like, I hate to be that guy, but yeah, it hits the spot heavy. Like this is, I correlate the song with acid, bro. Like seriously, like I think of it. They go hand in hand.
Yeah, me too.
They go hand in hand, and like that's
I
not.
didn't want to say that earlier, but yeah,
it does. It's insane. Like it's crazy. It sets a vibe. I feel like this is. It's not the first song from King. It's the first song I love from King Gizzard. Where I was like, wow, this is the band. Okay, I get it now. Also, the song with the most listens on Spotify from King.
I can believe that.
I find that so. That's unusual.
This is a tune you can show your girl, and it's also a tune you can make sweet love to, and it's good. It's a good tune, man. This song's all around nice.
I love that their most potentially, arguably popular song then was from Joey. Like that's crazy. He doesn't have that many in the catalog to one of them be such a standout on an album called Oddments.
My favorite part of the band is that they have like a basketball team, man. It's like a starting lineup to
with
a basketball
deep bench,
team.
man. They are deep. They are deep.
They have the lineup, dude. They have Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Rodman. They got it, dude. They got it.
Who's Rodman?
You don't want me to start doing that because it's
but we could have a whole episode on that.
It's gonna get insulting. We're not gonna do that right now.
Rodman's
if
sick.
I was gonna have to say Scottie, who's Scottie Pippen? Joey Pippen.
Joey's absolutely
so like
Scottie
Rodman
Pippen.
is obviously Ambrose, and like who's Eric? You know what I mean? That makes him Steve Kerr because he's the coach. You know, like who are we talking
and like
about?
Point guard. Because, like, I mean, you could argue a drummer is...
but
it's the
way that he's sailing the ship other ways.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. This is so a niche conversation right now. People have tuned the fuck out. Okay, we cannot talk about this more.
It's the Bulls. Everybody at least knows Michael Jordan and the Bulls, man.
I'm just gonna keep it on. I'm not gonna
bring it back, man. Play it one more time.
No, because the shortest song ever is about to play, and we're not gonna have anything to talk about it.
Yeah, so
let's just let it rock through.
What the hell?
Oh, what?
Oh, easy,
Too
man.
Too fast.
See, that's how short the song is, man. It just, zips on by.
This is like a theme song for like a killer ass, like a cartoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a Sunday morning cartoon.
Stinky's house.
Yeah, it means nothing, but it's so great. And I'll tell you what, this is a story that I have for this song. It's the only thing I have to say about it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Whenever I plug in my phone to iTunes, everything's in alphabetical order. Well, guess what comes up first? A B A B. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Like that is
a pretty perfect way to start.
Yeah. Every time I click, but it's every time. So I'm always trying to turn it off. But it is a 17-second song, and it's not that hard to deal with. And it's just kind of, it's like when Tony Stark turns on his Iron Man machine. You know, it's like, welcome, sir. There
you go, yeah.
It's like that.
Your iPod's doing you a solid, bro.
That's my little intro music. This song is kind of your tune. Because, as you've always said,
we need more cookie.
We need more cookie. Well, what better than a song about cookie?
It's good.
Tell the story, dude. Not a lot of people know it.
Tell the story
about like how? Yeah, because you know what the song's about. Not everyone knows what the song's about.
Do I know what the song's about?
Yeah, you always
told
me.
Do I know it like that?
Yeah, I mean, you always told me that Stu wrote it because of Cookie would sleepwalk.
Oh shit, that is a thing,
Why
right?
Why would you make me say that? That's your story. You told me it. Yeah. So
wow, dude.
That sucks.
Guys, the Gizzverse is very deep.
I just blew it. I just blew Brian's story. But yeah, so you told me that basically they were on tour and stuff like that, and they talked about it a little bit, but he noticed that Cookie would just get up and start sleepwalking.
Shit.
So he wrote this song Sleepwalker, and it's about Cookie.
He'd go to the kitchen, get a few sweets and treats, and then
go back.
Head back to bed and just like I feel like them on tour just seems like the happiest group of characters ever. Like they just seem like the most like pure jovial dudes ever. That's so funny. And this song to me has that vibe.
It definitely embodies it. You can picture it's like a goofy little tale. And then, like, in the background, there's the animation that's happening of, like, Cookie just kind of half naked walking through in, like, his whitey tighties. You know?
Of course,
he wears whitey tighties.
There's no question about it.
No way he doesn't, dude.
No way.
Tucked in polo shirt for whatever reason into the whitey tighties.
The white polo shirt, too. Just like everything. Yes, it's a good look. Yes. Okay, so this is fun. I like this one. I wouldn't say my favorite of the Cookie James, but I like that old school feel. It feels like I don't even know what age to put on it, like 50s almost, like old timey. Yeah, and Cook Dog is one of the masters at that. So yes, I appreciate him good.
Yeah, boy.
Appreciate him good. Any hot lyrics on this one?
That's what I was looking for.
What do I like?
Sleepwalker.
That's the old Sleepwalker, I mean. Oh, I caught you sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Wait, hold on. Is everything fucked here? Everything's fucked here, man.
Well, I think this song is a good one for the catalog. It's kind of what you said. It's fun. It's very walky, you know. You can put it on and kind of romp through the city and just have a good jam, you know. It's fun, and it definitely.
I've done that a time or two to this for sure.
When you, I feel like in music, when you can truly emulate what's like an action through music, if that makes sense, it sounds like he's sleepwalking. Like through the song, it feels like a peaceful little fromp that you're having through the house, like, you know, and you're just like maybe cleaning, you know, in the middle of you doing it, just like eating some stuff, making breakfast, and then you just kind of head back to bed as the song closes off, and just
pick up the dog, you're petting the dog, and
just have a quick little 3.5 minute sleep sesh.
Which is funny because some people describe their sleepwalking sessions as terrifying. So. I woke up in a cold sweat. I'm like, no.
It's the waking up that's terrifying. But if you go back to bed, then you're fine. It's the waking somebody up. You can't wake them up. That's the whole thing, right?
That's what I've heard. Have you ever witnessed somebody sleepwalk?
maybe I can't remember. I'm a terrifying sleeper. Terrifying sleeper. I have like horrible nightmares. I just had to get a mouth guard for when I sleep because I bite down on my mouth so hard. I just have vicious nightmares, and my wife has dared to wake me up a couple times in the middle of it, and I've said crazy shit. She's told me some of the stuff that I've said, and it's maniac stuff, man. It's maniac stuff, and I'm jolting up from nothing. That's the closest that I've come to sleepwalking. It's like
that's the okay, yeah, that's a
Will Ferrell, no.
Yeah, like, what's going on? Like,
what?
Oh my god, man. Yeah, if you have nightmares about Will Ferrell, that's bad, dude.
I've never seen anybody sleepwalk. Have you ever caught anybody? Probably not, right? You're asking me the question. No,
never, no way.
Yeah,
I'd be interested. One of my coworkers was like, "Yeah, I think I sleepwalked the other day because I woke up with a bag of Doritos all over my bed, and I definitely didn't take them to bed, so that was pretty weird."
Food's probably an easy one. Like if I was gonna say I sleepwalk, like
peanut butter
last night. I didn't remember that I did it until this morning. So if you're gonna say like, and then it kind of like came back to me like, oh yeah, that's right.
I did that.
I wake up with a jar of peanut butter next to the bed with
surprise,
with the spoon in it, and I don't remember how it got there. And then I know I cleared out some cookies because I had to move some bins into each other. There was like 5 cookies left after there was 10 there last night. So
dozens of cookies.
God knows what I did. So food thing, yeah, I've done.
Sleepwalker.
Because I don't nourish myself properly sometimes, and I'll pay for it at night where I don't sleep right, and then I'll wake up and just pound sugar because your body wants that charge, and sugar's the quickest, easiest way to get that charge. Even though you should be, it's basically telling me I didn't eat enough veggies throughout the day. It's supposedly what the thing is, but what do I know?
But what do we know?
I just listened to Radiolab podcast.
And there we go.
I stopped listening to that crap a long time ago.
Good, Damon.
It got very, just they had their agendas and they're pushing. It's kind of like this podcast, bro.
We pushing our Gizzard agenda.
If you don't like King Gizzard, bro, fuck you.
This is the wrong podcast.
Leave this podcast right now, okay?
You got to get out of here.
Walk out. You can dislike it and walk out, okay?
Get out.
We don't want your fucking like. Get out.
Heard it here first, guys. Hot takes, no rules.
You don't like King Gizzard? We don't like you, bro.
Period.
Happy Gizzverse, bitch. With that attitude and flurry of anger. Ooh.
Move the next song.
This is one of the original tunes that I can remember from King Gizzard, mainly because of the video. It was
wacky,
awesome.
Wacky
it is
video.
Awesome, but it is a wacky one, man. It brings all the elements of what you need for a King Gizzard video. It's perfect. It sits on its own like most King Gizzard videos do, unless they're all thematically tied together. It's got some cool visuals.
Man, oh man.
Awesome stuff happening with Stu that you don't see ever again. They never emulate that, where he's like his face is melting and stuff like that. And they use that image has been reused so much, where Stu's doing this with his face, where he holds down his eye with one hand. That definitely is a reoccurring theme where
Hot Wax Stu.
You see that a lot. Hot Wax Stu in this. What do you think this song's about, Brian?
I think it's about like wax, dude. I think it's about like weed wax.
You think
so? You know what I mean? Kind of, yeah. Like, cause I've tried to like dissect it before. I'm like, is this just legit about potent ass fucking wax?
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
I honestly don't know.
I'm trying to correlate it to something else. I'm like, wait, so what else would be that wax? Like, I don't know. And as melty and trippy looking as the video is, I was like, you know what? I might just go with that.
Maybe, because I would say, I always thought it was acid, but it could be weed. I thought that like they were talking about just tripping and everything's turning to wax. And like, this is what's happening when you're tripping balls. And he's kind of like envisioning it. Especially when he's towards the end, he says, let's go surfing now. Everybody's learning how. Come on. Safari with me.
Safari with me. This is such a surf rock song. This is like fresh out like some Beach Boys shit.
That's true. Could be wax, like surf wax.
It's true.
Could be Surf Wax, if that's the case.
Oh, Wax, yeah. That really lays the surf theme, yeah.
Wow, learning, guys, learning.
Learning.
If you guys, you know what my favorite part, too, that I love when people go into the comments section and they give us their opinion about what certain songs are.
Please do,
I
man,
love
yeah.
knowing what you guys think about shit. That is so fucking interesting.
Really, that's the awesome part of music, man.
It really is.
You can correlate songs and vibes to whole different things that have nothing to do with what the artist is talking about.
Yeah. So if you guys have a different idea or perspective on what we're talking about, please leave it in the comment section, and we'll talk about it in the next podcast if you guys are cool with that. And if not, just leave it there, and we won't tell anybody. Just
a little secret.
I'll like it and not tell anybody.
Gizzy secrets. Secrets. I will say this song, the one downer to this song from the video I saw, didn't translate very well live. It looked kind of crazy.
I've never seen it live, and I think that's on purpose. I don't think they play too many songs that they can't play live. If they can't recreate it, they don't do it.
Like we don't love this. We don't love this.
They understand that people are coming to see a show, and obviously after seeing them multiple times, they understand that people are coming several times to come watch their show.
Oh yeah.
So they need to reinvent what they're seeing and kind of make it continually exciting.
Yes.
As much as they can.
And they do a damn good job.
Exactly. I think they do too.
And not to say it won't pop again in the future. We'll see how it goes. They might do it. Could happen.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
You a little emotional?
Super. Especially thinking of old Cook Dog here.
I'm going to cry, man.
I'm crying, bro.
Don't cry, bro. It's a happy song.
So you know what's okay? Cook Craig is sprinkled pretty well in this song. The Sleep Drifter vibe has a Cookie feel. But then you got Crying, which is a legit Cookie vibe. It's like, damn. Now we talking.
Yeah.
And this has I mentioned that with Sleepwalker and old-timey feel. This one does too. Almost... dare I say, like Beatle-esque? You get a Beatle taste in there?
A little bit, especially because it's about a relationship. He's talking about a girl, and it's very simple subject-based, and there's not super layered in it, and that's exactly what the Beatles are. Relationship songs, super simple, very unlayered. You don't really have to figure it out. I love when back in the day people were like, what are the Beatles talking about? What do they mean? And then you'd ask Paul McCartney, and he'd be like, oh, I don't know. I was really high when I read it.
The hell yeah, dude.
I think I fucking didn't know either, dude.
I'm jamming, bro.
I saw him in an interview when he was in his recently or whatever. I don't know. He's not in his 60s now, but whatever. He's super old. And they asked him what, they were talking about his mom passing away when he was a kid, and he's like, out of nowhere, he's like, yeah, I mean, I wrote that one lyric in Yesterday. It was like, yesterday, was I talking about her? Who knows? It's like, dude, you don't fucking know, deep. Man. Like, that's, shut up. That's what I think about the Beatles. So, I think they're the most overrated. They're not deep at all. And yeah, this song, it has that. I'm not insulting this song.
So wait, hold on. What are you saying then, man?
I'm saying this song's a great tune. It's straightforward. It's very catchy. It's clearly about a girl. You don't have to think about it. I don't listen to it that much, is what I have to say about it. There's a lot of songs on this album I don't listen to that much. It's probably my least listened to album that that is in the King Gizzard catalog.
Least listened to in the Gizzverse catalog.
I listen to King Gizzard for emotional responses often. I use them. I'm a user of King Gizzard.
Melt them down and load them in the needle and flush them down.
I give them a lot of me, but at the same time, I also am a user of them. Okay,
you demand a lot from them, also, of course.
Yeah, but I'm more right before I go on a show, if I go up on stage or something like that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the heat. I'm gonna open up with some stuff. I got a little playlist. Nonagon's in there for sure. I got some I got Lord of Lightning. Gotta ride that lightning, okay?
Gotta ride in.
Fuck you, Metallica. There's only one Lord of Lightning. That I need that emotional response. And then I have my chill Gizzard playlist. This album isn't go-to. I have some songs on here that I go to, but it's the least listened to album where I'm pressing play from the beginning and I'm listening to the whole thing. I don't have that. There's so many albums that I can do that with them on, and then this is not one of them. Okay. For me, personally.
I got that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Thanks for understanding, bro. You're such a good friend,
bro.
Man. You really are.
I get you, buddy.
You're a good friend. People have questioned it,
People say no.
I've heard people
every
call.
Day.
They call me up and they're like, yo, dude, this Brian guy, I've seen him on the podcast.
That clown.
Listen, FedEx guy, okay? you need to get your fucking numbers right before you start talking shit about our podcast. I know you're listening to it. I know you hear us talking shit about FedEx and the insane high rates when we're trying to send merch or trying to buy merch. You know what I mean? There's a lot of don't come try to break our friendship up now. You know what I mean? Big time FedEx coming in here trying to ruin
Jerks.
us. Big FedEx.
Amazon exists now, okay?
Yeah, it's almost like they got some kind of pipe dream, you know?
Oh ho ho ho! I wish this song was another 20 minutes. I wish this was on quarters and was one of the quarters, you know.
Why, Brian? Describe why.
This takes me right into Cosmic Blip, right into Laugh About Life, which is right where I like to be with my pie and my cookie. It has almost like a southern, I mean, Crying does too, that southern twang to it. So much fun. I just wish it was longer. I've melted into my bed to this just to wake up after the minute like, oh, I need more cookie.
It's also pretty surf rocky.
Yeah, it has like that whole, it's sunshine. Cookies, all pie stuff to me is always a sunny day. I rarely listen to that stuff in the evening. It's usually, oh, it's hot outside? Cool. Cook dog. What time is it? Feel that vibe. Feel that, dude.
It's nice, man.
It's a jam, dude.
Just gonna let it roll on through.
That's a diddy bop.
This is also just right on spot. What you said. What the fuck? Why I have this on like Scramble Play or something like that.
Scramble Play.
This is the worst. I should not let it. I should have learned from the last one. Didn't we? I already learned that lesson. That's okay.
We put it on Oddments mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna scramble it up a little bit.
That's fair. And also, more importantly, there ain't no rules on this podcast.
There ain't no rules, brother.
This one is exactly what we talked about at the beginning. It's just like they looked out the window and saw some homeless guy in some Adidas. We're like, hey, I have an idea for a song. And then they recorded this song.
Do you think, reading the lyrics earlier and stuff and kind of like running through it in my brain, you think this is strictly like you said, saw a man, created a narrative? Or could this have brewed from a conversation with this gentleman?
I think saw a guy, brewed a narrative.
Brewed a narrative.
Made it up. Yeah. I'm projecting because that's what I do.
Same.
If I'm going to make a joke, which is the only way I could relate to their level of, I can't relate to writing a song like that. Songwriting, any songs I've ever put together were just like pieced together, you know, by bit by bit. I didn't have like this overall, you know, whatever. I don't get into that. As far as jokes go, I'm making a lot of it up in my head because you can go places where you're not restricted. You can add some details from the real stuff, but the making it up, it's fun, creative, and it's all around, I think, a better way to go about it. And that's probably what he did. He's a smart, crazy little dude, but
for sure.
Maybe not. Maybe he went to a coffee shop and he talked to him for 13 hours and got all the info.
I think the homeless in Australia are different than out here, perhaps. But
yeah, he might just be
I'm dead wrong.
Might just be camping, but I think to
you know what I mean?
Call somebody homeless, like that's pretty specific.
It is. It really is specific.
It's also a song, so it's like eye catching to call somebody a homeless man eye catching to get people to watch it, and they're not where they're at right now.
Right. I question mostly if it is like this, like the constant explanation of like I'm not lonely, like the city keeps me company, like there's people around me, so it's like that's what it seems like. Is that Stu's idea of like, is that how he would feel if he was homeless? Is that what he's assuming this person feels like? That's what I kind of thought of. Maybe this was a narrative he heard from somebody else. You know what I mean? From this gentleman in Adidas.
Could be.
Maybe.
Could have watched a documentary. You know,
could very well be. Yeah,
something
totally.
like that. Got like inspired by a story that he heard.
I could very much see that actually. Yeah.
You know.
This is an unusual King Gizzard song.
Yeah.
Right.
It's chill.
I like that like rain in the background.
If I was gonna put a vibe on this album, it's chill.
They have
chiller. Peaks of chaos. You know, like the little instrumental nut stuff going on, but
instrumental nut stuff. I like that.
Yeah. Another band name.
3 of the females I know that like King Gizzard, this is their favorite album from them.
Man, believe it or not.
You know, chill, because they want that chill.
They do?
They want that. These females want that chill. I'm not saying all females want.
Do you want that chill?
Sometimes I do. And then we get Oddments. I feel like they put something short and wacky after every potentially serious or like soft song. They're like, oh wait, but this is odd. Remember, this is all crazy stuff. Like, it's weird.
In case you didn't know how to spell it.
Right? I would see that'd be so fun to see live too. That'd be so wacky.
The album would be fun to see live.
which one are you picking? If you could pick one, one song from Oddments. Well, I already know the answer.
Knowing
now.
what I know about Hot Wax, I would say Work This Time would probably be the one on the list that I'd want to see. What about you? Now that you've seen Work This Time, you've already seen it.
Not.
I thought they played it on the place that you went.
No. I wish we got Tezata, which I think I was more excited about that. Nostalgia, still going through it. So okay, any other banger you would? Oh man, Stress would be so cool. That'd be so damn cool. I think they haven't played. They played that a couple times.
Sleepwalker would probably be funny.
That'd be so fun. It'd be, yeah. That'd be a jam.
That's probably what I'd want to see.
That'd be a jam.
Any complaints about the album?
Complaints.
I got some. Why you think you think? Okay, because I'm gonna come back and you better have one. Don't just agree with me, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. That's pretty bad too.
Yeah. I agree with what if I was gonna have a complaint, it would be the album's too perfect. You know what I mean? If I was,
it's too great.
I guess if I was gonna have I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole. So follow me. If I was gonna have a complaint, it would be that it's less thematic, and usually those albums are shorter for them, and it's more of like a nod to each member of the band. They're trying to like give this guy a nod, this guy a nod, this guy a nod, and I wish sometimes that they would give members of the band full album control. Fishing for Fishies, I'm definitely wrong about, whatever my take on it, but I feel Ambrose, his genre of music was a little more backed on that. And then we had
that little twang that
Infest the Rat's Nest, which I'm guessing here, but feels like Stu was just like, all right, Stu, whatever you want, buddy, you rule, we
I'm
drool.
very excited about this.
Yeah. Let's get a Joey album. Let's get a Cookmeister album. Or share a Joey Cookie. That genre kind of melts better of all of them. Maybe they share an album and have a more predominantly themed. While it's not jumping all over the place, and it's like, all right, well, this album will let all you guys just play while Stu's like, all right, this next one though, I'm gonna fucking
no, you guys get cozy, and then we're gonna push what Daddy wants.
If I was gonna have a complaint, that may be that, and then also it's just you can't listen to it. I can listen to Gumboot from the beginning to the end, and I'm satisfied. I can't listen to this album from the beginning to the end. I'm skipping tracks. I'm skipping the small tracks.
Okay.
I don't want to
skipping small tracks.
Can't say any of the full tracks I'm skipping. None of the full tracks. All the 17 and 25 second ones. And they're annoying. I get the Vegemite. It's probably I don't really like that song that much. Full disclosure.
Be cool to see live.
It would be. Aluda, I could probably do without that one. Those are my complaints. Those are my complaints in the album.
So then, okay. I get those. I see all those. I would like all those songs if they weren't so short. I mean, I like all of them already, but if they were longer, those could all be grooves.
Or connected. If like they ended the jam, if they ended the song like into the jam and then it connected into the other one, maybe that would make a little more sense with the what's going on, or like reorganization of the songs, so that way it but again, the concept oddments,
yeah,
so it's like I'm defying what the concept is almost,
right?
Like looking at a Picasso painting and like, oh bro, the lines aren't straight. It's like, no shit.
Freaky, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think it could be some of them could be odd and longer. So like Aluda Magica sounds like that sounds like some like Devo stuff. Like that, yeah. Like,
they could put some lyrics behind that one.
Or just like, dude, that could be such a ripper on stage that the crowd's just going nuts for 5 minutes, just going into that track. Like, and maybe if they were to do that, if they were to play in the future, maybe that would be a thing, and that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the shortness. Sometimes short songs can be short and really sweet, and that's kind of the vibe here. But man, seriously, my complaint would be that some of the songs are too short. Like I said, dude, give me 8 minutes of Pipe Dream and catch me stoked. Catch me stoked, baby.
What song are you trying to hear the most live? The one tune.
I have to say Work This Time.
Work This Time.
Yeah.
Probably the same one. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your least favorite song on the album?
Ooh, baby. I mean, I'm not gonna say one of the short ones because I guess that's an easy toss. Oh, man, this brings me no joy. Maybe Vegemite, I guess. Oh, I'm not happy about that. Yeah, I don't like saying that out loud, man. But okay, yeah, we'll say Vegemite.
Vegemite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll take that one.
That seems like a cop out. That's like an easy one. That gets a lot of shit.
What is the one thing we haven't really talked about is the album cover. Arguably the sickest album cover that they have. Right?
That was the background on my phone for like a year and a half.
Doesn't that elevate the album to a higher level? Even though there's
I'd be lying if I said it didn't.
Some songs that you can't really take on there.
That album cover I've thought of for like, if you get that on like a wall, that'd be like the coolest looking wall ever. That'd be so cool.
Right.
I love the album cover quite a bit. That does add the pizzazz, if you will.
I totally agree with you.
So you're picking Gumboot over Oddments
all day of the week. I mean, this is why we concentrated on the album. I mean, for some of you guys have listened to all the podcasts, and some of you guys are jumping in like right now, and some of you guys have listened just a few episodes. You know, I'm not trying to be full of myself like everyone's listened to everything that we've said. So
you know it. We know it.
Yeah. A lot of our motivation when we started this podcast was when King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard put out 5 albums in 1 year. We're like, yo, this band's amazing.
There's a lot to talk about. Yes.
I was already doing comedy. I've already done podcasts before, and we talked about it, and it was a big part of the reason why we put the thing together. So kind of capturing all those live while the albums were coming out, and then we were doing that. Doing these older albums is something completely different. Different. We didn't do those. So when Gumboot came out, the momentum behind that and where the band was, I can't compare it to this album. It's not fair to it.
No, it's not.
I
tried. It really isn't.
I tried to mention that in the beginning. It's just like I can't go down the line. Anything past Mind Fuzz, I can't really anything younger. Or I'm sorry, anything older than Mind Fuzz. Everything younger than it is, you have to put in that scale of like Mind Fuzz and later, how does it sit? Where does it scale? Everything else is just like, all right, the band's still trying to figure itself out. So for an album that is just trying to figure itself out for a band, fucking incredible. This is some band's best songs.
Oh, what?
There's 3 songs on here that would be some band's best songs that they ever made ever. And that's their whole career. And this band put out another album, another. They keep on going.
They are the kings of that's your band's best song ever. Like
exactly
80% of surf rock bands, Hot Wax would be their best song ever.
And you can go down the list and do that for every single album.
This time, dude,
and almost every single genre. We keep joking. It's like, when are they going to start rapping? When are they going to start mumble rapping?
Yeah,
Put out a weird rap song or something like that. Just dominate that scene real quick. Like it's a joke, but there is an essence of reality to it where it's like, where can't they go?
Right.
Where can't they go?
And don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if like a popular rapper so maybe it's not Stu and Ambrose rapping, but they're producing rap stuff. I mean, Tyler the Creator messes with Alex from Mile High.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So if they produce a rap thing or whatever, that'd be, it'd be amazing. If like Chance finds them as like, yo, I'm taking acid again. Like
Eric, Joey, and Stu just made some beats. You know what I mean?
Bro, it'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, I could see that. I'm seeing it like an EDM thing more first. An electronic thing. When like Acarine came out and stuff, and people were like, "Oh, yo, easy the best." There's a whole subculture of Giz fans like, "Oh my god, a full album of that would be the illest thing Gizzard ever did," like this and that. So I think that's in the back burner somewhere.
Cool. That would be the one time I get a shit on an album on this podcast. That'd be great. It's so hard to make up crap to hate on Giz
It's not
albums.
easy, man.
It's not, but we got to still give some perspective on it. It's only balanced.
Damn.
We just said how great the album was for 45 minutes flat.
Isn't it amazing?
Got to say something in controspective of it. So, anything else you want to tag on here?
Grand scheme, very good album. Very good shit. I love it. I said I don't listen to it that often because it. It's nostalgic to me, you know.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those days of like just finding the band. So I try to kind of stay away from it and listen to it on occasion.
I agree. I'm kind of on that same page with it. I'll listen to songs. I'll continue doing what I would do.
Right.
I'm like raising their Spotify listens individually to each. Anytime I hear, anytime you see a song that's like, why does that song have that one listening? And it's on Oddments. It's your boy Tommy.
What up?
It's me smacking it as bunch of times I can on that.
Hell yeah.
Guys, if you're listening this far deep, we greatly appreciate
You're
all you
amazing.
guys' help and just supporting us and listening to our bullcrap, man. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing it, honestly. The more people that subscribe and like
That's for real.
It definitely motivates us to keep putting these out. So if you want us to stop, just stop doing that, I guess.
Fair.
It would just really break our hearts and prevent us from moving forward in life.
Yeah,
But if you guys don't mind, if you guys don't mind, please subscribe. That helps in the algorithms for people that are just coming onto this podcast and looking for other stuff. If you want to go into YouTube and watch, there's all the stuff sits in a playlist. You just click play and it'll run through all of them. So thanks a lot for listening, guys. This is the Gizzverse podcast. My name's Tommy O'Neill.
I'm Brian Cintron.
For comedy dates and all that other stuff, visit my website, TommyO'Neill.net. We're going to have some merch up there with T-shirts from the Gizzverse podcast and our other podcast, Bust It Wide Open.
Bust it.
If you guys like this one, you might like that one. Check that one out, too. If you subscribe to our YouTube page and our podcast channels, you'll get both of them anyways. So talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Peace.
Working hard or hardly working?